Hello, my name is Alia, and this is my movie. My movie is about the time when I was in Texas visiting my grandparents, and about how my dad found my two lab puppies. Who could have done that? Who could have had the heart to abandon two helpless puppies? Well, those questions have never been answered. So sit back, relax, and enjoy my movie. It all started when my parents and I drove down to Ranger, Texas to visit my grandparents on their farm. It was a long 13-hour drive, but we finally made it. We spent a couple happy days at the farm. Then, my grandparents got sick and had to be hospitalized. After they were hospitalized, my dad spent many hours going back and forth between the farm and the hospital. Then one morning, my grandparents wanted their newspaper. So my dad promptly prepared to get the newspaper for them. But alas, he had to go alone because neither I nor my mother wanted to go with him. So off he went. Since no one wanted to accompany him, he took the dirt road that goes down the back southern fence boundary. He drove the old Ford pickup truck. As he was going along, he absent-mindedly glanced out of the window when he saw a Labrador puppy just lying on the side of the road. Now this road was in the middle of nowhere. So what was the puppy doing there? Then my dad eased the pickup truck over and got out. He walked slowly over to the puppy so as not to scare it. The puppy got up and walked over to him. He picked the male puppy up and looked around. He whistled, and out of the bushes tumbled another male puppy. He picked up the other puppy and put them in the truck. The two puppies were thirsty, starving, and filthy. They were clearly abandoned. So, with the newspaper forgotten, he took the two puppies back to the farm. Back at the farm, I had been busy on the computer when I heard a knock on the door. I ignored the knock and kept typing. Then my dad came in and asked me why I didn't answer the door. I told him that I thought he was capable of getting it for himself. His reply to that was that he was unable to since his arms are full of puppies. I screamed, "Puppies!" and tore off to the backyard. Two puppies were the cutest things I'd ever seen. Their fur was a creamy, yellowish color. I immediately named them Mel and Tex. Tex was for Texas, since we found him in Texas, and Mel was for Mellow, since he seemed pretty mellow at the time. Since they were starving, I dished them out some cat food, since my grandparents didn't have any dogs. Most abandoned animals have some health issues of some kind. My boys had heartworms. To treat their heartworms, we drove them to the vet. They were reasonably good in the car. At the vet, they got their shots in a liquid heartworm medicine. With firm guidance, they ate the medicine. On the way back to the farm, Tex threw up his medicine on my arm. After a couple of days, my grandparents were released from the hospital. Now the question was, what would we do with the puppies? My grandparents wanted to keep them, but with my grandpa's health, he couldn't. A lot of neighbors wanted to keep one of the puppies, but we didn't want to separate them. I, of course, wanted them, but we already had a dog, Rosie, who was kind of dog aggressive. The only clear option that my parents could see was to send them to the Humane Society, but I begged and pleaded to keep them. My parents said that we'd try it, so they called my brother and told him to prepare Rosie because she was going to have two little brothers. So we left on our 13-hour journey home. The boys were surprisingly good in the car, and we made it home without incident. The puppies were mine. Well, I got to keep the puppies, and Rosie got along with them. Now, 2 years later, Mel and Tex are big and healthy. They have the best life possible. They will never have to worry about being left alone or abandoned again. Mel and Tex are in their permanent home, where they can live out their lives in peace. I hope you enjoyed my movie.